All right, so let's talk about it. I have a question. This is the second time I've answered this question on these YouTube streets, and it is: are black children and women, okay, safe around black men? Now, this time I asked, it's on a smaller scale of so-called danger, right? But I'm just really wondering, like, are y'all processing what you're doing when you're doing it? Because there is this issue going around about hypocrisy, baby mamas, baby daddies, and baby showers, okay? And I don't necessarily disagree with the person that has the grievance. However, I do disagree with the way that this person handled the situation. Okay, so let's start here. Now, I did ask this person if I could speak with them about this situation, because there was a target, and I don't even want to call her a target, but you know what I am going to refer to her as? I'm going to refer to her as a shield, because from the way that I see it, this is the way the men in the space behave with the women. Okay, which leads me back to my question: are black women and children safe around black men? Because yes, maybe the methods that she conceived was not what we would deem proper in this particular society, right? And in this space, it is very heavily talked about, okay? All of that is noted. We understand that. However, what is not understood is why, rather than utilize her, you did not specifically target Fatty in the first place. Because it was Fatty's platform that allowed, I would assume, the celebration of a single mother in your perception to occur. And so the hypocrisy would lie with Fatty, which means that the mother should have been kept out of the conversation. Now, I know that sounds crazy, and one may say, oh, you're trying to avoid accountability for women. And no, that's not what I'm on at all. What I am saying is, you are a man that has had 4 children, and I'm just going to assume that you were around while those children were being formed in their mother's wombs. And I'm quite sure you know how difficult pregnancy could be. And so I personally myself do not think nor believe that it was a very righteous move for you to utilize this woman's name in the discussion. Like, who she is, what should have not come up in the discussion. She is currently with child, and we want healthy black babies. And we don't get healthy black babies by stressing out the mothers. Now, I do feel like, once, she gave birth and had her 6-week clearance, and we do want to respect the 6-week clearance so we can make sure there are no things like postpartum or, any other long-term effects going on. And now, after she's cleared and you want to have a conversation about, her messaging and the way she's living, then I understand. But at this particular time, this was not the time. And although, you said several times that your intentions were not to go at her name was mentioned several times. You mentioned what she said on her platform several times. She shouldn't have been discussed. at this time, if that makes any sense. Just wondering. I don't want you to feel like I'm saying that she shouldn't have no criticism at all. I'm saying that the timing in which the criticism occurred is terrible. It's terrible. And it goes back to do our black children and women safe around black men? Because you, as someone who, like I said, I assume has been around for the growth and development of a zygote into a fetus, into an infant, a newborn, should know how fragile that process is. And if you know this, why did that not come to your mind when you decided to broach this conversation? I will say this: when I came over today, the conversation was more leaning toward Fatty than it was her, which is very understandable because that's who it should have been with in the first place. And to me, it looks like she was utilized as a shield when you should have just directly went at Fatty in the first place. Mr. Mills? Mr. Bands? I think you were out of line. I think you do owe that woman an apology, because that's unnecessary stress for a pregnancy, and we need more black babies, right? Now, I'm going to go ahead and caveat this and say this, because see, you don't know me, right? And so I'm going to just go ahead and say I don't have any children out of wedlock. My children were conceived inside of my marriage that I am still currently participating in. We still married. I ain't never had no abortions neither. So trust and believe. I don't ride on the single motherhood bus. However, when it comes to the health of children and women, especially in that time, I am a woman. And I feel like you was out of line, and I feel like you owe that lady an apology. I also want to address the hypocrisy of you, because I asked you if I could speak with you. Now, I might be out of line a little bit slightly, because maybe you did open the panel, but sir, I'm a content creator myself, and I don't have 6-12 hours to sit over there and watch you talk and cuss out another man. I largely don't get involved in y'all nonsense. I'll watch, but I don't usually get involved. I'm only here because I think y'all missing bigger pictures in the way y'all handle things. Like, this conversation should have went directly toward Fatty and bypassed tyranny until it was a more appropriate time to broach that conversation. But I came over after asking you if I could come, and I'm gonna post my receipts. And this is what I was met with.
12 more people, at least $10 a piece before I could drop a link, okay? Because I'm a cook. I spent a lot of time and energy, and I seen all of this shit, and I'm a cook, and then we're gonna cook about some other stuff too. So I don't want to get too distracted. Please, if y'all want to open up the panel, y'all got to put in on it. If y'all want to open up the panel, y'all got to put in on it, because we need money over here like everybody else. And y'all gotta support the show. It is what it is. Okay. So the fun.
Now, I understand that being a content creator is hard. I'm a content creator myself. It is difficult, and it's hard to watch other people get monies and cash apps, and you struggling out here to get yours. But had you have informed me that you was gonna charge me to talk to you yesterday, then I probably wouldn't have showed up today. And on that note, if you want to talk, my link is always open. I'm a content creator as well. I don't expect you to know that, because who am I, right? I'm just saying, we all out here trying to get it. All right? But can we be mindful about how we treat the women and children? Just saying. Hit me back. Peace.